In this video, we are going to look at some practice problems. In our first problem, we're looking at 66 people were asked about their primary source for daily news. The frequencies are presented in the following table. Find the relative frequencies as decimals rounded to 4 places and percentages. So recall that relative frequency is your frequency divided by your total sample size. Just to make sure, this tells us that there's a sample of 66 people. We just want to add these up just to make sure. So 19 plus 36 plus 8 plus 3, that does give us a sample size of 66. So whenever I'm looking for the relative frequency of television being their primary source, I'm going to take 19 and I'm going to divide by 66. When you do so, in your calculator, you are going to get a very long number that looks like 0.287878788. Now notice it tells us to round to 4 decimal places. When we're rounding, here I want 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the place I want to round to. Recall that I look to the right, and if this number is 5 or larger, I round this 4th place up. In this case it is. So I'm going to have 0.2879 being my decimal for television users, or those that receive their daily news through television. In order to get the percentage, what I'll do is I'll just move the decimal place over 2 times, or you can multiply by 100, and I get 28.79% for television as being the primary source of our news. Online, I'm going to take 36 and divide by 66. Rounding properly, I will get 0.5455. And then changing that into the decimal, I move my decimal place over, into a percentage. I move my decimal place 2 times to the right, which gives me 54.55%. Those that get their primary source of news from the radio is going to be 8 divided by 66. That will be 0.1212, rounded properly. To get the percentage, we're going to move my decimal place over 2 times, 12.12%. Now notice I'm not putting the percentage signs here, but I am here. It's because I have altered this number by multiplying it by 100. That changes it into a percentage. So please be careful and make sure that you're using the proper symbols and notation on these. So then those that actually do print newspapers is only 3. 3 out of 66 is 0.0455. Decimal place 2 places to the right, it's going to be 4.55%. So we have been able to find the relative frequencies for this information. Let's look at number 2. It says 30 students were asked which form of social media they use the most. The results are as follows. So this first person uses Twitter. Well, notice I want to create this frequency and relative frequency distribution. So I want to get the frequency and I want to get the relative frequency. The first thing I need to do is I want to find all of those that use Instagram. So if I go through here, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 use Instagram. To make it easier on myself, I'm going to change colors. So for Facebook, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 users use Facebook. Then I'm going to change my color again, just again to make it easier on me. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students use Snapchat. And we're going to change this color one more time for Twitter. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students use Twitter. If we did this correctly, and we add up our frequencies, 9 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 gives us a total of 30. Then we're going to find the relative frequency. Again, the relative frequency is 9 divided by 30. 9 divided by 30 is 0.3, which is the same thing as 30%. The reason it's 30% is because I'm going to move the decimal place over twice, and I've got an open spot here. So if I look at it as moving it 1, 2 places, here's my new decimal. I have an open spot here, therefore I put a 0, making that 30%. Okay, so Facebook users, 6 divided by 30 is 0.2, or 20%. 7 divided by 30 for our Snapchat users. This one doesn't come out to be a nice number, so it's going to be 0.2333, rounding properly, which is going to be 23.33%. Twitter users, 8 divided by 30 is going to be 0.2667, which is 26.67%. So we found the relative frequencies in decimal and percentages for these two problems. So I'd like for you to practice and then let me know if you have any questions.